What's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to give you a video on 101 tips and tricks for ESO. Things that you may have never learned and you may never will if you don't watch to the end of the video. But before we jump into it, I just want to thank you guys for all the likes and comments on the recent videos. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. We are just below 2,500 subs, and that is a huge milestone for me that I never thought I would achieve. But sobbing aside, let's jump right into the video. Utilize the ESO Armory. The Armory is a free item that you can get from the Crown Store and place in any of your house to create preset builds. For example, this is my PvP build and my PvE build. In your settings, turn auto loot stolen items and prevent stealing placed items to off. To tap target, press in on the right thumbstick, or if you're playing on PC, hit the tab button so that you can lock on to a specific enemy. Turning on preventing attacking innocents is a great way to keep yourself from button mashing yourself into a murderer. If you have the Blackwood expansion, get one or both of the companions. You can actually start their quests from your collections guide. Deconstructing all the gear you get before level 50 is a great way to not only collect resources, but also get trait items and that valuable crafting experience. You actually have the ability to change your guild name in ESO. All you need to do is submit a ticket in customer service. You can either do that through the game or going onto their website and submitting a ticket. Just outline that you are trying to change the name for the specific guild. You're the guild owner, and then they strongly suggest that you give them 2 possible name changes to switch it to, as either or could be taken, and please identify your preference for them so that they know which one you would prefer. In the tutorial tab, you'll notice that you can actually issue commands not only to your companions but your pets as well, most notably by using the left stick and the right stick and RT to attack and then LT to come back to you. Remember on every character to stop by at the stable to increase your mount, starting specifically with either your speed or your carrying capacity, and then going finally into your stamina. Every single delve has a sky shard inside of it. To see if you've already acquired the sky shard, simply in the top right corner look to see if sky shard status has been acquired. It will also even give you a hint. Traveling to your home is always free and can be a great fast travel point for you. And for example, you can travel inside or outside of your house depending on the location. If you have a blank build equipped in the armory, equipping that build will completely respec your entire character of champion points, skill points, and attribute points for 100% for free. It's highly suggested that you do as much DLC content as possible, as all DLC main story missions give you a guaranteed skill point. Join the Mages Guild on all of your characters. To join the Mages Guild, all you need to do is go to one of the 3 starter zones, such as Daggerfall, and speak to the Magister. She will admit you without even having to leave the building, and you'll be able to see lore books in the open world. Turning on your buffs and debuffs is a great way to see how much time you have left on your active skills, your potions, your XP scrolls, and your buff food. Every single zone has an achievement furniture tied to it. To locate that furniture, you just need to look for the chair icon, and you can go over and speak to these people to see different items that are tied and locked behind separate achievements that you can then purchase for your home. When completing either Maelstrom or Vatestrand, it's important to have the daily quest. Using the daily quest, it will save your progress on each of those arenas, and if you were to disconnect or wish to come back to finish an arena at a later date, as long as you have the daily quest, you're able to do so, and you'll start right back where you left off. Some of the skills that you will end up using either inadvertently or through your playtime in ESO will be considered a crime, such as necromancy, as seen in the bottom line. If it involves a dead body, it probably is a crime, so avoid using that in front of civilians and guards, as you will likely catch a bounty. If you notice this eye symbol pop up in an area that you are in, that means you are currently trespassing. It means you are in a house that you're not supposed to be in or in an area you're not supposed to be in. That does not mean that the quest is not taking you there. It just means that if an NPC sees you, it will immediately add to your bounty, and if a guard sees you, you will be killed on sight. Endeavors work very similar to crown gems in that you can purchase anything that comes from a crown crate. To get your daily endeavors, all you need to go to is your activity finder and go to your endeavors, and you can find different tasks and missions depending on what day it is for you. Sometimes there will be gold rewards in addition to training rewards while still getting those daily endeavor tokens. Guards in ESO are 100% unkillable. All you can do is escape them. Generally, that just means you putting distance between yourself and them, but do not try to fight them, and certainly do not try to outblock them because you will lose. Joining the ESO community is a great way to join with like-minded players and to find people to run things that you wish to run. My suggestion is to join the band's Facebooks, Discords, Reddit pages, anything that you want to join, and for this video I will be adding them to the description so that you guys can find instant Discord links to popular Discords, Facebook groups, Reddits, and so on and so forth. In the same vein as joining into the ESO community, I also want to point out that many guilds and many organizers also organize things such as ESO auctions. I strongly suggest attending auctions as you can usually find items for an amazing discount, and you will find these primarily on band pages and Discords. Again, they will be in the comments below. In ESO, you will come across a plethora of different NPCs, some with green names, some with no name, some with a yellow border, some with a red border, and some with a white border. While it's difficult to see, these NPCs here have white borders, which means that they are innocent. This one over here means he's green, which means he is unkillable, similar to the unkillable players in Oblivion that were required for the quest line. Yellow means that you can kill them, but they will become hostile if you would do so, and generally the group around them will become hostile. And red means that they are already aggressive to you, so if you begin attacking them, they will attack you regardless, or if you just walk towards them, they will attack you. Mythical items were a huge addition to ESO that came out in 2020. They are basically one-piece sets that give you a huge buff, boon, or something of the sorts. They can only be acquired through scrying, so you have to have the Western Skyrim DLC, and each one will require you to gain 5 leads from a different area, and they will always give you something juicy. They do not stack with other mythicals, so you can only ever have one at a time. I strongly suggest for newer players to get the Ring of the Wild Hunt and the Ring of the Pale Order. Before doing your daily battlegrounds on all of your characters, make sure to stop by Battlemaster Riven to pick up a daily quest. He'll give you an added challenge and give you a good chunk of AP for completing his mission. Watching the ESO Twitch streams are not only a great way to get the information and understand what this year of updates will bring us, but it also gives you the chance to get Twitch drops, and part of that too will give you Ospero crates. So because of that, I encourage everyone to watch as many Twitch streams as they can, especially when they're being hosted by the developers, but also note that they also allow Twitch streamers of anyone who's streaming ESO to also include drops on their streams as well, so keep an eye out for that as well. If you're looking to increase your Ledgerman skill, the castle inside of Evermore, inside of Bankerai, is the #1 place you can come to pickpocket and murder NPCs. For those of you who don't know, the way to fastest increase your Ledgerman is by selling high-ticket stolen items, and there's a lot of nobles in here that you can use to pickpocket, which I believe is probably what this individual is doing here. Don't even worry about being caught. The fastest way that I got to 19 was essentially just spawn killing them as they come in, as there is no guards in here, and looting their bodies and reselling those items to a fence for Ledgerman skill. This next tip is extremely helpful in 2 ways. It is always free to fast travel to a group member, a guildmate, or anyone on your friends list. Why this is helpful is because not all of your characters are going to have specific zone way shrines unlocked. For example, if you come out of the womb at level 3, you're not going to be able to go to the Alakir Desert right away, but if you have a lot of guilds and you have someone who's already in the Alakir Desert, you can fast travel to them for free without having to pay any fee. Another way to get quick skill points is when you complete any trial, arena, or 4-man dungeon you'll be gaining a skill point. This only applies to your first complete, whether that would be normal or veteran, so you only have to do one or the other. The green tree inside the champion point skill line gives you access to a lot of features that are extremely helpful. To point out some notable ones, the increased mount speed is extremely helpful for new characters. The homemaker, which gives you 10% chance to find a second furnishing plant in the overworld. If you are hunting backpacks, barrels, or anything of the sort, trying to get those new furnishing plants, this is a must-have to slap on there. But it is also nice to have the treasure hunter perk. This will increase the quality of items you find in treasure chests, which is massive. Both the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild have a small passive ability that I suggest for everyone, especially if you're doing side quests, because not only will the Intimidating Presence reduce the cost of stamina abilities of your Fighters Guild abilities by 15%, it will also give you the ability to intimidate NPCs, which lets you skip whole sections of quests sometimes. And in a similar vein, you can find Persuasive Will, which allows you to do something extremely similar if it would come up as a chat option. The easiest way to convert your Telvar to gold is by purchasing these Hajaku ruins, combining it with the Kuda, and selling it into Shan. Having a mobility skill or set can be essential to AFK farming or running dungeons or in PvP instances. What this means is it's any skill that gives you a speed boost or a set that gives you a speed boost and gives you more mobility. Most abilities have this, or if not, you can always unlock them through the Sijic Order, which will give you Race Against Time. Or you can always unlock the mythical item, the Ring of the Wild Hunt, which will give you a 15% boost while in combat and a 45% speed boost while out of combat. Also, you can champion point build for increased movement speed, which I also strongly suggest. Another reason to always have your companions out is they will always be gaining and gathering XP for everything that they do. In addition to that, they will also level up whatever type of armor they're wearing. And if you do the daily quests from the Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, and Undaunted, make sure when you turn in those quests to have your companion out, as they will be gaining much needed XP towards those skills so that they can unlock more powerful abilities. Every single public dungeon has the ability to give you one skill point. They are the fastest way to farm skill points because you don't have to go and get 3 sky shards. It is a guaranteed skill point. All you need to do is complete the group event. To figure out if you've done that, all you need to do is the zone guide, and it will be on the top right corner. So as you can see, I completed the group event on 12/16/2020. Every single group event gives you a guaranteed skill point, and there's always one per zone. Storage boxes are another helpful item that you can get through a plethora of different means in ESO. The big boxes giving you 60 additional slots and the smaller ones giving you 30. To gain these boxes, all you need to do is either farm them through Telvar, Rit vouchers, or if you want, you can purchase them through the Crown Store. These sealed Rit crafting books give you a new currency called Rit vouchers, which can be turned into the Master Rit Merchant for a plethora of different items, ranging from speed ups to furnishings to those home storages to other miscellaneous pieces. To find the location of any motif in ESO, all you need to go is any outfit station, and hovering over either an item that you have or do not have will tell you exactly how you need to acquire it. For example, if I wanted to acquire this Welkner helmet, I would need to be completing weekly quests for Cloud Rest and combining 10 Welkner bindings collected from defeating the final boss inside of Cloud Rest. If you're looking to purchase a high ticket item, or you're just looking to price check an item, it is always good to save a search and check through multiple different traders to see what the listing costs through all of those traders are, and also utilizing the price check apps in the description below, such as the Tamriel Savings Depot. Fishing is not only a great gold activity, but there are some things to also consider. Utilizing buff food can make you fish faster. Fishing in a group will give you a fishing bonus. And finally, fishing in our TAM gives you a chance to not only get amazing fish, but also get those Sijic satchels. If you're inside of Cyrodiil, it's always important to consider that the resource nodes are doubled while you are in Cyrodiil. Harder dungeons are locked behind level requirements, so if you're a low level, there's no fear in queuing for a random dungeon. Utilize the rapid maneuver skill on all of your new characters to increase your movement speed by 30% and giving yourself a passive movement speed upon morphing it. To unlock this skill, all you need to do is complete a few battlegrounds or spend a little bit of time in Cyrodiil. If you have the Western Skyrim DLC, head over to the Antiquarium Circle so that you can pick up the Scrying skill line. The magnifying glass next to the word Nirnhold indicates to you that that is a trait that you have not yet learned on this character. I strongly encourage you to start researching all of your characters as soon as possible, specifically for traits such as Divines as Impen, as they are the two most popular for PvE and PvP. Daily quests, i.e. any quest with this blue arrow as shown in front of us, resets at 6 a.m. GMT time. Finding a good guild with a guild hall is a great way to not only have access to every craftable set in the game, but also transmute stations, Mundus stones, vampire tools, and training dummies as well. The more skills you have on a bar, the faster that skill will level up. This is applicable to any of the 3 main starter skills that come with your class. At level 15, you will get your first mount, and then that mount will be able to be used account-wide. So don't worry about buying a mount from the crown store. Many mounts can be earned in other ways as well. Vampirism is a unique skill line that can be unlocked by having another player bite you, or by going to a shrine where a player would bite you and being bitten by an NPC AI. You can also purchase this from the crown store, however, I highly suggest that you don't do that, as most players that have vampire characters are willing to bite you for free. To find out if being a vampire is right for you, I suggest looking up a specific build guide around vampirism. Becoming a werewolf can have a lot of benefits with very few drawbacks. Werewolves typically have high DPS, high overall stamina, and high health with decent resist, and are extremely popular for this reason for PvP. For new players, this is a great way to get a feel for Battlegrounds or Cyrodiil, and it's gained very similarly to the Vampire skill line. To join the Thieves Guild inside of Hugh's Bane, all you have to do is complete the first mission inside of the main story mission. And to do that, all you would need to do is explore the zone if you're unable to find the quest giver. There are 16 unique story quests to Hugh's Bane. To increase your Thieves Guild XP, you have to do one of 2 daily quest repeatables from this board here, which will give you general Thieves Guild missions, or the other bounty board over there, which will have you complete heists. Both of those will give you XP that you can be used to gain towards your Thieves Guild storyline. You can unlock Parahi the Smuggler by completing the main Thieves Guild questline. You can utilize this follower to sell stolen goods with a 30% cut on the road, and they will follow you to whichever zones you go to except for PvP zones. If you're unable to find where the main story mission is, or you've just completely forgotten where you've left off, you can always open the zone guide by pressing the map button, holding the X button, and then hitting the X button again. This will work for any zone in which you are looking to complete the zone story for, as well as if you are looking to complete the other parts of the zone as well, such as Sky Shard, Way Shrines, Delves, etc. But primarily it will have you begin with the zone story quest. Also over the weekend, be sure to check out the Luxury Gold Vendor. He can be found inside of Cold Harbor selling a plethora of goods. He comes at the exact same time that the Golden Vendor in Cyrodiil comes. He can be found right in the heart of the Hollow City. Understanding set drops and where they come from is essential to farming an overland set. For example, anchors on the open world, they drop all of the jewelry pieces. Waist and feet can be found inside of Delves. Head, chest, legs, and weapons can be found from world bosses, and shoulders, hands, and weapons can be found from the area's public dungeon. In the year of 2021, ESO has completely revamped dungeon drops to make it easier for us. You are now guaranteed to get a set piece that you did not have. What that means for you is that every single boss except for the final boss has a chance to drop body pieces, which means that you are guaranteed to get a body piece that you do not have until you have every single body piece. So if you're looking to farm for body pieces, you continue to just farm the first boss. If you would need a jewelry or a weapon, you have to go to the final boss, but remember to bind those bad boys to your sticker book and you can continue to run the dungeon again, and you'll be guaranteed to get a piece that you do not currently have. The only exception to this is chests, which still give you a random item, even if you have or have not had it in your sticker book as of yet. Do you want to turn your crown mimic stones into an actual trait item that can either be sold on or then utilized later in another crafting recipe, such as for a piece of furniture? All you need to do is turn them into that specific piece of weapon or armory, and then at a rate of about 66%, you'll be able to then convert those trait materials back into the original piece, giving myself 4 Dwemer frames. Battleground matchmaking is based on an ELO system that is tied to your characters and not your overall gamer tag. So don't be afraid to jump on a character that you're not as confident in your PvP skills with or that you haven't used before. You're going to be facing against other people of like-minded skill based on your ability with that specific character. At level 45, you unlock the ability to accept daily quests from the Undaunted Guild. Each quest gives you typically 1 to 2 Undaunted keys, depending on if you completed the dungeon on normal or veteran hard mode. Using these keys, you're able to get a monster set shoulders, which are typically used in most endgame builds. ESO rewards players with a wide range of gifts just by logging in daily. Players can receive things such as experience scrolls, cosmetics, consumables, and much more. Even if you don't plan on playing for a long period of time, just by logging in daily, you can access amazing rewards. For newer players, it's highly suggested to wear all 3 types of armor, as you'll gain passive XP towards those 3 armor types of light, medium, and heavy. I strongly suggest that you wear 3 pieces of light, 3 pieces of medium, and 2 pieces of heavy for all your new characters. The top 3 most popular trading locations are Mournhold, Eldenroot, and Wayrest, due to the high amount of foot traffic that they see. You can sell items much faster if you have a guild spot in these locations, however, you will likely have to pay weekly dues to be inside these guilds. Don't be afraid to join free traders in a more secluded spot to start off, but I also highly suggest that if you plan to merch items, to join one of these 3 locations. Become a certified crafter. This will give you access to do your daily writs. Your daily writs are a great way to earn XP as well as raw materials for all of your characters. You can do them on as many characters as you want, and I strongly suggest doing them on all of them. The ESO Crown Store has a lot of money sinks into it. However, the only 2 things that I ever suggest to people to purchase are the merchant and the banker. They have lots of different flavors to them, but they all act the same. They're able to be summoned in any zone, barring Cyrodiil or a battleground, and you have instant access to both a banker and a merchant. If you go to the Crown Store and go over to Quest Starters and pick up the quest Room to Spare, you will gain a free house in the starter zone of the alliance that your character is currently in. This house is able to be utilized by all characters account-wide. Although it is not required to have an ESO Plus membership to play, I do highly recommend it. With ESO Plus, you have access to all DLC zones and content, barring the newest chapter. And with this too, you also gain a 10% bonus to XP, gold gain, crafting, research, and inspiration, and perhaps the best thing, you gain access to an unlimited space craft bag to put all of your crafting items inside of. For newer players, it's highly recommended to stay away from builds that are consistently called a hybrid build. Attributes in those are usually split between magicka, health, and stamina, and are usually a lot more complicated. Instead, for newer players, I suggest putting in all of your points into either magicka or stamina, depending on if you want it to be a magicka or stamina user. Always have your companion out. The only way to gain companion armor is by looting mobs that you've killed with your companion out. The cost to reconstruct an item is dependent on how much of the set you have completed, with the lowest cost being 25 transmutes for a fully collected set. So if you need to transmute another piece to help save on your transmute crystals, try to unlock as much of the sticker book as possible. If you're looking for a consistent fishing spot, I strongly suggest utilizing the sewers. They not only have closer fishing holes together, but they also have faster respawn times. Most people think that getting lore books is the only way to level up the Mages Guild, but in fact there's actually a daily quest vendor inside your capital city's Mages Guild. You can talk to them to get yourself some daily Mages Guild XP. If you notice these sword icons over either an anchor, a dragon, or a Herostorm, that means that it is currently up and ready to be completed. With 7 Excavation, you unlock a passive perk that highlights all chests in the open world for you, making them much easier to spot. ESO has many acronyms attached to it. The few notable ones that I want you to briefly know are WTB, willing to buy, WTS, willing to sell, LFG, looking for group, LFDG, looking for Dolem group, and LFHS, which is looking for Herostorm group. Those are a few acronyms that I think are extremely important to understanding ESO, but I also have a whole video on covering acronyms that I will also link in the comments below. Sneaking in PvP is much different than how it is in PvE. For example, the small partial hidden that I am now means that I am likely appearing on a player's screen, and as that detection bar goes up, I'm getting closer to the center of their screen. So just because you are still partially hidden means that someone could be looking at you, but they might not be looking square at you. So if you are partially detected, I suggest moving or accounting for the fact that you are likely spotted. Having quest only and have knowledge selected at a crafting station can significantly speed up your crafting writs time and can save you a lot of time across multiple characters. Having level 9 in the Undaunted skill line should be the goal of all of your main accounts. Unlocking Undaunted Metal can boost your total max health, max stamina, and max magicka by 6%. ESO allows everyone to be in 5 guilds. This is account wide, so all of your characters will be in these exact same 5 guilds. Why I strongly encourage you to be in 5 is that not only do they have guild traders, but they also have the ability to organize events such as trials, dungeon runs, and other social events that you're able to jump in and join. Looking to either join a trial or recruit for your trials? Well, then I strongly suggest coming to Craglord and utilizing the zone chat. The Gold Coast gives you access to using the Blade of Woe, which can be extremely helpful in not only doing Dark Brotherhood missions, but also help you in the overworld as a whole by giving you the ability to instantly assassinate a character without any sort of bounty placed upon you. To maximize the amount of stolen goods you get per character, make sure to pickpocket every single NPC, not once, but twice after the cooldown wears off, and then finish them off with the Blade of Woe to get that third stolen item. Your Ledgerment is leveled up by selling or laundering stolen items. However, as you can notice at the top, there is a maximum daily limit to how many items you can sell. So what's important to note is that your Ledgerment actually goes up based on the value of the stolen items, not the quantity of stolen items. So to maximize the amount of daily XP that you can get, you want to sell items that are worth more than others. Not only can you get XP from doing Undaunted side quests, but you also get Undaunted XP for doing any of their dungeon-related achievements, such as completions, trials, public dungeon events, and group dungeons. In addition, you can also complete veteran achievements, such as veteran complete, speedruns, no deaths, hard modes, and other miscellaneous achievements to get faster Undaunted XP levels. Completing the main story not only gives you access to utilizing soul magic on your character, but it also gives you very quick skill points, and to go to the next main story mission after you've completed one, all you need to do is leave the Harborage and just come right back into it. If you're looking to join the main market of ESO, join a Mournhold Trader. It is the fastest place to sell your items at the best price possible. Selling items to players advertising in zone chat can be a quick and easy way to make some gold if you don't have a guild trader. However, players need to be careful of the prices offered. There are a lot of scams out there with lowball offers. You can check the price of your items by using market apps such as Tamriel Savings Depot, or price checking your items against how much they're listed for in Deshawn. Turn on your ability bar timers as well as your ability bar back row timers. What these will do is when I use Wall of Flames, for example, is it will give me a countdown on my bar. And when I swap to my front bar, I can actually see that timer deplete from behind my current active ability. What this does is it helps you time your abilities to perfection. Having a self-heal is essential to ESO. Whether you're just starting out, just getting into Battlegrounds, or doing any sort of content in between, it's important that you have the ability to heal yourself. Vigor is an amazing self-heal for those stamina characters that don't get access to a stamina heal at the beginning of the game. All you need to do to get this is complete one Battleground and you'll have enough AP to purchase this active ability. Turning Alliance points into gold is a very quick and easy thing to do that a lot of people get hung up on. To do so, all you need to do is go to the elite gear vendors scattered throughout Cyrodiil, such as this one in the starter zone, or the ones in Bruma, Cropsford, or Vlasteris. They sell unique sets to that specific area, and a lot of times the sets there become meta. I strongly encourage players to convert their Alliance points into those sets and then sell those on the open market to convert their AP to gold. Scrying in Artam is definitely a fast way to get treasures that you can sell to the NPCs. If you find yourself at a bit of a gold pinch, you're able to constantly redo the gold and the blue leads here for a decent chunk of gold that can be utilized throughout your playthrough. I strongly encourage you to get as many scrying perks and excavation perks as you can, as it will make the process go a whole lot faster. Every character gets one free outfit. You can use your outfits to customize your character with any motif that that character has ever gotten, or some of the event motifs that have been gained on other characters. Event motifs are usually account-wide, while purple motifs are generally character-bound. ESO holds many live events. These events give exclusive time rewards and usually extra bonus drops from specific areas, dungeons, bosses, etc. Why I encourage players to do this is they gain the ability to gain things at a faster rate than normal, whether that's XP or gold or other rewards. Most people know the Alakir Desert for its Dolom loop, but what most people don't know is an even better XP spot in the top right corner at the Necropolitis. You can actually come up here to gain even faster XP by farming these zombies. I strongly encourage everyone to make their first character into a DPS character. However, with the new armory system and being able to flip over all your attribute points, sets, and skills into something else, I strongly encourage everyone to use that secondary free slot either to build a healer or a tank for fast access and fast queues into those daily random dungeons. A lot of NPC merchants don't often sell overly useful items unless it's weapon or armor sets. However, NPCs located typically next to blacksmithing and enchanting stations are one of the best when it comes to buying basic materials for these two crafting lines. When comparing these NPCs to typical guild trader prices, you could save yourselves thousands of gold. Looting backpacks may seem pretty minor, however, there are many unique items that are found in each zone that have the highest spawn rate from backpacks. These can range from motifs to recipes to rare furniture plans, with some being worth hundreds of thousands of gold, so try not to pass up on any backpacks that you may find on your journeys. You never know what you may find. The Hollow City inside of Cold Harbor is known for being one of the best places to get alchemy ingredients inside of ESO. So many alchemy ingredients spawn here that if you were to convert it to potions, you could be making upwards of 60,000 gold per hour just by selling health, magicka, and stamina potions on the open market, making it the best spot. With many banker assistant options in the Crown Store, many players forget that there are stationary banker locations. Although they might not be as coveted as a mobile banker cat, these stationary bankers have the major benefit of allowing you to access to all of your guild traders in one location, as well as your guild bank. Here you can quickly and efficiently manage all of your sales listings for all of your guild traders at once. This is extremely helpful if you don't quite know where your guild trader is located or if it's in a remote location. One incredible resource for price checking and for learning what really sells in guild traders is by checking out the sales tab. Here you can see what's selling in real time, and it can give you a lot of ideas on what you should be listing your own items for and what you could be starting to farm and selling yourself. And this concludes 101 ESO tips. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. If you learned something, if you want something to add, maybe a part 2. I probably couldn't make 101 more, but at the end, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.